we'd like to introduce the away team today with the Perth Wollongong Rollerhawks. Number 1, Sean Russell. Number 4, Nick Stott. Number 7, Tim Rushby-Smith. Number 8, John D. Brown. Number 10, Stephen Elliott. Number 12, Jared Emery. Number 19, Tristan Knowles. Number 45, Geordie Ruins. Coached by Reece Brown, managed by James Williams. And we'd like to introduce our Perth Wheelcats. Number 1, Joel Swadling. Number 2, Frank Pinter. Number 3, Cooper Spillane with Fred Gummer County. Number 7, Nadafon Wongtree. Number 8, Simon Torrick. Number 10, Sean Norris. Number 12,
Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are in Australia, to this National Wheelchair Basketball League fixture from Perth in Western Australia in the suburb of Floreat, where it's a very wet Sunday morning over here. This is the final regular season game for the belt-up Perth Wheelcats as they take on the Wollongong Rollerhawks. It's the third game in a three-game series, 2 games played yesterday. This time yesterday, it was a 1-point win to the Perth Wheelcats. Last night, the Rollerhawks repaid the faith with that one with a 1-point win. So, overall, by aggregate, scores are level going into this game 3. It is second versus third on the ladder, and as I said, it is the last game for the regular home away season for the Perth Wheelcats. One more weekend to go next week. They will be level on points with the Perth Wheelcats, and then it's going to come down to next week when they take on the Red Dust Healers to make sure to determine the makeup of the top 4 in the Men's National Wheelchair Basketball League. David Eckhart's my name. I'll be calling the action this afternoon from the Bendat Basketball Centre in Floreat. The team lists for today for the Perth Wheelcats: Joel Swadling, Frank Pinder, Cooper Spillane, Nada Hongsri, Simon Corrick, Tyson Williams, Sean Norris out of semi-retirement, back for this weekend and coaching today in the absence of Ben Ettridge, Jordan Moritz, Thomas McHugh, Phil Evans, Michael McDonald and Ben Moncrief. And for the Rollerhawks, Sean Russell, Nick Scott, Tim Rushby-Smith, Jonty Brown, Stephen Elliott, Jared Emini, Tristan Knowles and Geordie Ruiz. And some notable absentees from both sides, Luke Popel and Jake Kavanagh from the Rollerhawks and the Wheelcats respectively. Away representing Australia in the 3x3 International at the overseas this weekend. So neither of them are here. And Ben Ettridge, the Wheelcats coach, also away as part of that overseas tournament. So it's going to come down to a clash of the Titans, if you like. Tristan Knowles has played all 80 minutes of the 2 games so far, has not had a rest. He said before the game that he's feeling a little bit weary. Keep that in mind. For the Wheelcats, there are 3 players who have played every minute so far. Ben Moncrief, Phil Evans and Tom McHugh have played every minute of both games so far. And it's going to be Tom McHugh taking the tip against Tyson Williams. I beg your pardon, against the wrong side, Jonty Brown. And here we go, Kathy Hay with the ball up. McHugh gets the ball down to Moncrief. Moncrief looking for options already. Wheelcats with the first possessions. Tom McHugh gets the first shot away. It bounces away off the back of the iron and rebounded by the Rollerhawks. This is Tristan Knowles now outside the 3-point arc. Looks for and finds a teammate in Geordie Ruiz. Ruiz back to Knowles. Shot clock running down. Knowles back in possession, top of the keyway. Off to Emini. Brown. Brown with the shot. Bounces away. Still no score. We've gone 45 seconds in this opening period. Tom McHugh now for Perth with the ball. Passes inside to Moncrief. Moncrief gets the unfriendly roll. It rolls away. And Brown cleans up under the basket for the Rollerhawks. Still no score, early stages of this game 3 in a 3-game series. Tristan Knowles looks for and takes the long-range shot. It's too long. Hits the back of the ring, rebounded by the Rollerhawks. Back out to Knowles, who takes another shot and still can't buy a basket. A nice block from Brown on Pinder. The ball rebounds safely away to Ruiz, who gets the first points for Wollongong. Brand new nets here at the Bendat Basketball Centre, not allowing the passage of the ball through, but fortunately someone in court maintenance has left a stick for the referees to knock the ball out of the net. So 2 points to the Rollerhawks leading this game. Moncrief now goes baseline and gets a friendly roll, levels the scores up to a piece. Brown with the inbound pass. Looks for Knowles. Knowles out on the right wing. Has Ruiz down at the elbow. Can't get a score this time. McHugh with the rebound. Out to the right and finds Moncrief. Moncrief is confronted by Ruiz at the free throw line. He has Evans. Inbound pass to an off-balance McHugh. That pass coming in from Geordie Moritz. And McHugh fouled. So he'll go to the free throw line. The referees for today's game, Kathy Hay, Rod Hislop and Rob Stanker. McHugh makes the first, gives Perth their first lead of the game. And the second. There's been nothing between these two teams all weekend. A 1-point win in game 1 yesterday morning to the Perth Wheelcats. And a 1-point win last night to the Wollongong Rollerhawks. Right at the end of the game, with about 4 seconds left. We had Geordie Ruiz putting a basket in, a 3-point basket, which gave the Rollerhawks their lead and the win in game 2. Other 2 points to Perth. Extends their lead, 6-2. Ruiz getting around Moritz. Looking for an opening. Has Knowles. Passes the ball into Brown. Brown's fouled before the act of shooting. So it'll be a baseline ball. Emily with the inbound pass. Finds Ruiz. Geordie Ruiz looking for an opening. Heads towards the baseline. Confronted by Moncrief. The ball eventually makes its way out to the left side. To Knowles. Back out to Brown. That pass looking for Ruiz. Ruiz says the last hand was Moncrief's. The referee says no, the last hand was yours. Shake of the head. And Perth have the ball. Phil Evans, inbound pass to Frankie Pinder. Evans now into the front court. Confronted by the Rollerhawks defence. We hear the rain clattering down on the roof above us. Long-range shot from Benny Moncrief, and that's a 3. It leads out to 9. Brett Stibners, the regular coach for the Hawks, not here this weekend either. So Reece Brown is calling the shots on the sideline. A 3-point answer from the Rollerhawks. Back to a 4-point game, 9-5 in favour of the built-up Perth Wheelcats in this game 3. Ben Moncrief quickly into the key. Back to Tom McHugh from the free throw line. Gets around Geordie McHugh for 2. And first team into double figures. The home side, belt up Perth Wheelcats. Tristan Knowles now. Works his way to the left side. Now comes across. Finds Ruiz from long range. Can't get that one to fall. It was a long range shot for Ruiz yesterday that gave the Rollerhawks the win in game 2. Frank Pinder now. A 1-on-1. Tristan Knowles can't get the ball, but it's cleaned up by Phil Evans into Moncrief, doing his own rebounding and stolen off his hands by Tristan Knowles. Releases Ruiz into the front court, confronted by Moritz. Prevents him from taking the quick shot. Ruiz across the keyway to Jonty Brown, who misses everything. And it falls away out of court. We've got substitutions coming for the Rollerhawks. Nick Scott coming in and taking a break is Tim Rushby-Smith. Game's back underway now, coming up to the halfway mark of this first period. It's 11-5 in favour of the belt-up Perth Wheelcats. It's Ben Moncrief out on the right-hand side, coming into the high post. Gives it to Tom McHugh, who decides to try and go over the backboard. And it hits the shot clock, bounces away out of court. That was ambitious from Tom McHugh. It's one of 3 Perth Wheelcats who have spent every minute of every game so far this weekend on court. There'll be some tired bodies going into game 3. Tristan Knowles, the only one of the Roller Hawks, has played all 80 minutes so far. And Geordie Ruiz shot bounces away and rebounded by McHugh. Well, this is Ben Moncrief sitting high in the chair. Moncrief quickly into the keyway, confronted by Tristan Knowles, but has Frank Pinder unattended under the basket. And Reece Brown says, I want to have a chat with my team. Calls a timeout for the Wollongong Roller Hawks. Standing coach for both sides today with Reece Brown calling the timeout for the Roller Hawks, and the standing coach for Ben Ettridge for the Wheelcats, Sean Norris, will be drawing up the plays. Had a chat with Sean before the game, and he's played 3 minutes in bursts in game one and said he was absolutely knackered in 3 minutes. Had increased that to 5 minutes in last night's game, and he's looking forward to a rest after 8 minutes of court time. But it's a timeout called by the Wollongong Roller Hawks at 4:42 in the first period. 13 points to 5 in favour of the Perth Wheelcats. At this stage, leading scorers for the Wheelcats, 5 points to Ben Moncrief, leads the way, 4 to Tom McHugh. And for the Wollongong Roller Hawks, just 5 points on the board, 3 of them to Tristan Knowles and 2 to Geordie Ruiz. Ball will be coming back into play after the timeout. Perth ball, baseline. Sorry, Roller Hawks ball, baseline. And Knowles, inbound pass. Has Emily. Back to Knowles. Knowles at the free throw line. Has the ball tapped away from behind by Phil Evans. Evans now on his way to the basket. Off the glass, can't get it to fall. Geordie Ruiz gets the defensive board, and now he's off to the races, has no one in front of him. So he pulls up inside the front court, looks for options, confronted by Evans. Evans gets a hand in there, knocks it away. Moritz finds Pinder. Pinder off to McHugh. McHugh is confronted by the Roller Hawks, has Moritz in help, and Evans draws the foul and gets 2 points as well. Subs coming for the Roller Hawks. Stephen Elliott coming in, as is Big Sean Russell. Tristan Knowles gets his first rest for the weekend. And Geordie Ruiz has a break as well. So Reece Brown calling the changes, using his full bench. The and one goes in, and the lead extends. It's now 16 points to 5 in favour of the built-up Perth Wheelcats. Jonty Brown with the ball. Finds Elliott. Elliott's shot falls away. McHugh rebounds and has an open Moncrief on the left-hand side. Works his way into the front court, looking for options. Has Moritz left and McHugh on the right. Pulls up and finds McHugh under the basket. Left hand off the glass for 2 more. It's been a scoring machine this weekend. Led all scorers in both games. Tom McHugh. Brown now for the Roller Hawks. Wheels inside the three-point arc. Goes baseline. Back out to Russell. Russell's long-range shot hits the back of the iron. Got the rebound for the Roller Hawks. And no score there. The basket's good. The foul has been called on Geordie Moritz. So Brown will go to the line for the and one. Jonty Brown makes the and one. 3-point play. Tristan Knowles coming back in. And Jonty Brown will take a rest. Sean Norris calls his first time out of the game with 3 minutes left. Needs to draw up some plays. Particularly now that Tristan Knowles has come back into the game. See Joel Swadling and Simon Corrick still in their warm-up uniforms. Don't look like they're coming on the court anytime soon. But Norris now settling things down, drawing up the plays for the Wheelcats, who lead by 10 points with 3 to go in this first of 4 quarters at the Bendat Basketball Centre, where looking through the high windows here, it looks like the sun's actually out. So lots of rain coming through Perth this morning, and some small hailstorms across various suburbs. So it's a 10-point ball game. The Wheelcats will have this inbound pass, and Ben Moncrief going baseline to get that. Moritz has the inbound pass back to Moncrief. Moncrief uses McHugh in the front court. McHugh holds it up, waiting for Moncrief to arrive. He does. Drives into the left side of the lane, goes baseline, stays inbound, sets himself for the shot. Rebound to Moncrief into McHugh. McHugh off the glass for 2 more. And all of a sudden Perth has a 12-point gap. It is 20 points to 8. And McHugh doing a lot of the scoring early for the Perth Wheelcats is up to... Well, there's Tom McHugh. He's got 10 points already out of the 20. Quick reply for the Roller Hawks through Russell. Gets 2 and fouled and go to the line for the bonus. Frank Pindo rolling over to have a chat with the coach. 2 low-point players having a chat sideline. Russell gets the bonus, makes the 3-point play. Quick pass finds McHugh, confronted by Russell under the glass, draws the foul, and will go to the line for and 1. Sean Russell explaining how he could not possibly get out of the way of that one. They'd made position, but according to the referees, they didn't quite get there in time, Sean. 1 to come. McHugh has 12, looking to make 13 of the 23, and does. Margin back out to 12. Knowles, inbound pass to Russell. Back to Knowles. Elliott provides some help as far as the screen goes. Russell's also out on the right-hand side. It's congested out there. Nobody out on the left. Knowles rolls left. Across the keyway to Russell. The shot is short. The rebound comes eventually to Sean Russell, who puts it in off the glass for 2. Margin still in double figures in favour of the built-up Perth Wheelcats. McHugh doing a lot of the damage, has 13 of the 23. Moritz finds Evans. Evans across the key to McHugh. Wheels backwards, leaves it to Moncrief. Shapes for a 3, but gets it back into McHugh for 2. Poetry, really. McHugh for 2. Knowles starts the clock. Gets into the front court. Pulls up for 3 and makes it nothing but net. There's a quick answer for the Roller Hawks. Margin inside double figures now. Down to 9. Moncrief. Long-range pass, looking for Moritz. Picked off by Russell, though. Russell has Knowles on the left side. He goes off the glass and makes the 2. Pinder with the inbound pass coming from the baseline. Finds Moncrief. Moncrief coming straight down the middle. Confronted by Elliott. Gets around him with the help of a screen from Evans. Moncrief, monstered by Knowles. Gets the ball away to McHugh, who can't seem to miss from... I think that's 17 points for the big man for the Wheelcats. As the clock runs down, we're coming down to the last 30 seconds of action in this first quarter of Game 3. And the margin 9 points in favour of the Wheelcats. Another long-range shot from Knowles. Reduces that margin to 6. We'll have to stop the clock as the ball gets hung up in the net. Referee Stanker gets that ball out of the net, and we've got 22 seconds and a 6-point ball game. Wheelcats inbound pass from Pinder finds Moncrief. Moncrief to McHugh. McHugh confronted by Sean Russell, keeps him away from any scoring opportunities. Moncrief now has an open lane if he wants it. Looks at it, says, all right, I will, but he flicks it out to Moritz. Moritz back to Evans. And we've got a player down. No, we've got a popped wheel by the look of it on Tristan Knowles. So we'll stop the clock. We've got less than 3 seconds left, and we need to get some maintenance done. Right wheel for Tristan Knowles. Looks like it might have been a puncture. We're going to change them over. Left and right wheels. Going back on. Get them locked in place. Just about, yes. Knowles, he said he's right to go. So Perth will have 2.7 seconds to make something out of this last play. And it's Moncrief from long range. Hits the back of the ring, and that is quarter time. It is 27 points to 21 at the Bendat Basketball Centre in a very rainy Perth on a Sunday morning in Perth, but Sunday afternoon across pretty much the rest of Australia. This is game 3 of 3, where this weekend the two games have been split 1 apiece and 1 point margins in both of them. My name's David Eckhart. I'm out in Perth for this last weekend of action for the Perth Wheelcats in the NWBL, brought to you by the Beluga Foundation. If you're looking for more information about wheelchair basketball, you can find us on the net, wba.net.au. All the information is there, news, views, schedule, statistics, the results from each game in the whole competition, and the standings are there as well. And if you want more information, you can also get the WNWBL stats and figures as well. We're on the socials, on Facebook, on Instagram. Just go to the search part of your socials and search for Wheelchair Basketball Australia, and you'll find all the action there and some photos over the whole of the season. As I said, this is the last weekend of action for the Perth Wheelcats in the men's competition, the NWBL. They will sit out next weekend's final round, and they'll have their future in other people's hands. So they need to win today, just shore up their current position in the top 4. And then next weekend, the Roller Hawks take on the Red Dust Healers to work out the final placings inside that top 4. And the Healers will be looking to make a move. They're not that far behind both of these sides in 4th place at the moment. And a good clean win series next weekend for them against the Roller Hawks could see them climb into 3rd or maybe 2nd on percentage. Darwin Salties have sewn up top spot with a week to go in the competition. I don't think they can be knocked off. So it's to be the Darwin Salties. I think they've got the Manly Wheel Eagles next week, which won't be an easy weekend for them, but I think they've pretty much sewn up top spot. But we're back here in the battle of 2nd and 3rd moment. A 6-point ball game in favour of the home side, the Belt-Up Perth Wheelcats. Knowles into Ruiz, who's back on the court to start this second period. Getting a little help from Nick Scott. Knowles goes baseline, flicks it back out to Ruiz. His shot bounces away, gets his own rebound and the putback. Closes the gap. It's only 4 points now. Early stages, second period. Moncrief will have to get rid of this ball in soon, otherwise he'll have a time violation. He does. Ball eventually finds its way to Phil Evans. Evans back to Moncrief. Moncrief work his way around the perimeter. Confronted by Scott. Gets the ball inside to Evans. And he makes the basket for 2. I need to just get this ball over to the baseline. Referee Heslop says, give it to me. That's it, too many bodies to work out who had last touch. And now it's Jordy Ruiz bring the ball into the front court for the Wollongong Roller Hawks. Over to Tristan Knowles. Knowles pulls up outside 3-point line and works his way in. An open Brown finds Emily under the basket for 2. And all of a sudden, back to a 4-point ball game. At one stage, the margin was in double digits for the Wheelcats. Roller Hawks never say die attitude have brought them back to just 4 points. That pass cut off by Emily. It's now with Knowles. Knowles looks for and finds Brown. Brown with a roll away, takes a look at the shot, gives it back out to Knowles. Knowles to Ruiz. Ruiz confronted by Pinder. Ruiz gets it off to Brown. Brown wheels backwards and gets the shot away, but it's just offline. Bounces away to McHugh for the rebound, who gives it to Evans. Back to McHugh, now to Moncrief into the front court. Moncrief to a rolling through Pinder. Off the glass for 2. Jonty Brown, the inbound pass, has Ruiz for company in the backcourt. Wollongong into the front court now. Working away with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Knowles takes it. And in off the ring. Gets the 2. Still a 4-point game. Moncrief now for Perth. Waiting for the troops to arrive. Works his way around the perimeter. Gets some help from Evans and Moritz on screens. Gets it to McHugh. Left-hand shot from the baseline. And nothing but net. Thank you very much, says Tom McHugh. $33-27 in favour of Perth. Remember, the margin was in double digits at one point. Roller Hawks not going away. Another 2 points to Ruiz. Brings that margin back to 4. Evans comes from the front court to the back to help out Moncrief get that ball into play. Now it's with McHugh. McHugh confronted by Ruiz. Spin move has Evans to Moncrief. And at 2 points to Big Ben Moncrief. Knowles now gets the ball in. Uses Scott. It's back to Knowles now. Knowles looking for some support. Gets it from Geordie Ruiz from long range off the back of the ring. Falls away safely to Ben Moncrief. Moncrief now for Perth. As every other player in front of him surveys the landscape. Finds McHugh. Got it from here last time around. This time just falls away and cleaned up in defence by Tristan Knowles. Knowles now. Pull-up jumper for 3. Hits the ring, has a look and falls away. Would have been a nice 3. Would have dropped the margin to just 2 points, but it didn't fall. Now Moncrief looking to make it pay off the glass and extends the lead out to 8 points now. 37-29. We've got a player, Sean, it's Ben Moncrief on the court. He gets himself up. And we've got a foul in mid-court. It's on Phil Evans. Geordie Ruiz talking to the referees. Putting his side of the story. Kathy Hay has a listen. Other than that, it's less than animated in reply. And Sean Norris has come onto the court for the Perth Wheelcats. The veteran of many Olympic campaigns, Paralympic campaigns. Wheels himself onto the court. It's be interesting to see if he does battle with his old teammate in Tristan Knowles. Phil Evans now has the ball in hand. McHugh's going left. Will he use him? Gets some help under the basket. Cooper Spillane's come on as well. This is McHugh from the left-hand side, from the elbow. Straight in for 2. Frank Pinder trying to put some pressure on Jonty Brown. The ball gets back to Tristan Knowles. And has Geordie Ruiz from the free throw line. Jonty Brown under the basket for 2. And once more with these brand new nets. The ball just stuck on exit. We'll get the pool cue out. Knock that out. So if there's any billiard hall around looking for their missing pool cue, it's right here at the Bendat Basketball Centre. And it's being put to good use, but not on a pool table. McHugh now has the ball tapped away by Tristan Knowles. Halfway through the second quarter here at the Bendat. Norris inbound pass to Evans. Back to Norris to McHugh from his favourite shooting spot. Evans wheels through the free throw line. Has Pinder who misses. And the quick outlet pass has Knowles against Cooper Spillane. Does enough to hold him up from shooting. Knowles gets Ruiz in assistance. Makes the shot. It's a 2-point shot. And the foul is going to be called on Frank Pinder. He now questions what he did wrong. Referee Hislop explains. Meanwhile, referee Stanker gives the ball to Geordie Ruiz, who makes the and one. And it's a 5-point ball game, 39-34 in favour of the Belt Up Perth Wheelcats. As we're counting down to halfway in this game 3. Phil Evans works his way around the perimeter, has Norris in support, going left-hand side, comes into the low post, gets the ball stripped from Geordie Ruiz. And now Tristan Knowles releases Ruiz on the fast break, confronted by Cooper Spillane, who holds him up from taking the shot. Good D. There's Tristan Knowles now. Long-range shot for 3. And all of a sudden, the margin's back to 2. Hasn't been much between these two teams all weekend. 2 results, both 1-point ball games, and now we've got in game 3, it's a 2-point ball game in favour of the home side. Evans finds Spillane. Evans this time to McHugh. McHugh's shot bounces away. And Knowles now for the Rollerhawks. With this phase, can even the scores up with a 2-point basket. Ruiz, if he shoots from outside, can make it a 1-point lead to the Rollerhawks. Pass to Knowles. Almost loses control. Brown from the baseline, too short on the shot. Just hits the side of the backboard and falls away. Spillane releases Norris. Norris into the front court. Has Evans underneath the basket for 2. And the margin back out to 4 points. It's a foul on Norris. And he wheels himself out of play. Big Ben comes back in, so does Geordie Moritz. Cooper Spillane joins his standing coach on the sideline. Ruiz and Knowles talking tactics in the backcourt as Knowles wheels the ball into the front. Knowles across court to Jonty Brown. Brown from out on a 30-degree angle. Puts it in without using the backboard. Straight in the net. 41-39. 2.5 to go to half-time. Big Ben Moncrief is fouled by Emini. Perth now with the ball through. Evans rolls himself to the free throw line. McHugh shows he can do it from the right and the left and drops in another 2. He'll be the game high scorer at the moment, I would suspect. 16 points to Tristan Knowles, but Tom McHugh is already in the 20s with that last shot. Knowles now looking for options, confronted by Moncrief. Gets the shot away off the glass and is fouled. It's going to go against Tom McHugh. So Knowles will go to the line for 2 shots. His first time at the charity stripe. First one's good, so he's 100%. And the second one's good. Wollongong are 100% from the free throw line. They're 4 from 4. So every time they go to the 10-foot line, they make it. Thus far in the game anyway. Evans now rolls himself into the defensive arc and puts it in off the glass for 2. Restores the 4-point gap. 45-41 inside the last 2 minutes of the first half. And we've got to stop. Tristan Knowles wants to put his wheel back on. Had some repairs. Remember, he had some issues late in the first quarter. So we'll change both. running pit stop. Bit of help from Sean Russell. In fact, it looks like Sean Russell's trading wheels with him. Knowlesy said, that'll do me. All right, so he rolls into the backcourt now to give Geordie Ruiz an option. And passes back to Ruiz. Rolls towards the top of the keyway, looking for options. Takes the long-range shot, drops it in for 3. It's a 1-point ball game. Now that sounds familiar for this weekend, doesn't it? 1 point on Saturday morning, 1 point Sunday night. A win apiece to these two teams, and it's 1 point again now. Geordie Moritz off the glass for 2. Ruiz to Brown, back to Ruiz now, settling things down. So we head towards 60 seconds left in the first half. Ruiz from long range. Looks like that might have been on Frankie Pinder. And Geordie Ruiz will go to the line for 3. Remember, these guys are 100% from the free throw line. Again, Knowles with the wheels. Running repairs has had some issues with his wheels in this game. Tristan Knowles. Once again, bit of help from Sean Russell. And he seems to be rolling all right. So this is Geordie Ruiz. 3 shots from the charity stripe. And that's the first miss from the Rollerhawks. That was well short. Makes the second. And the third of 3. And that has made it as well. 2 from 3. And it's back to that 1 point ball game. Evans, Moncrief working away. Moritz helps out and they get the ball into the front court just in time. This is McHugh now. McHugh with a minute left on the clock. Chance for 2 or 3 play phases to go. And Evans with the underarm shot off the glass makes 2. It's that lead out to 3. Geordie Ruiz going left-hand side, confronted by Evans. Ball's only just got into the front court in time. Ruiz takes the long-range shot and it bounces away. Cleaned up by Moritz. Long outlet pass from McHugh to Evans. Off the glass, can't get it to go. And the Rollerhawks clean it up. Knowles now, the only person from the Rollerhawks in the front court. Evans is stuck in the back court for the Rollerhawks, and he's on his knees. If that ball comes back out, he's going to be in trouble. Now he needs to get up. So the clock will stop. As the 2 points is good for the Rollerhawks, bringing the margin back to, yep, you guessed it, 1 point. Evans back on his wheels. And there's 15 seconds left in this opening half of basketball. Knowles putting the pressure on Moritz. And that's going to be a Rollerhawks ball. Great pressure from Tristan Knowles on Geordie Moritz, forcing the Wheelcats to get that ball out of play. And a timeout has been called with 15 seconds left in the game. Need to tidy this up. Otherwise, we're going in with a 1 point ball game. Now, on the restart, it'll be the Rollerhawks with the ball on the baseline, with a little under 11 seconds to go. And a successful play being drawn up here by Reece Brown could see the Rollerhawks go into the long break with a lead, whether it be 1 or 2, depends on where the shot comes from. But at this stage, Sean Norris needs to preserve that 1 point lead for the Wheelcats and make sure they do everything in their power to stop a shot from going up, or a successful shot at that, without giving away a trip to the charity stripe. So timeout done. It's the last of the timeouts for the Wheelcats. So 10.7 to half-time. Seconds, that is. And Geordie Ruiz has the play. They're all lined up in a line right in front of him. Tristan Knowles. It's outside the three-point arc. Ruiz from baseline with a bit of help from Emini. And Ruiz puts the Rollerhawks in front. It is 50 points to 49. A Hail Mary pass throw from Tom McHugh means that the Rollerhawks will go into the long break with a 1-point lead. It's been a 1-point weekend for both these two teams over the weekend. Perth winning this corresponding match yesterday in Game 1 by 1 point. The Rollerhawks repaying that last night with a 1-point ball game. And now, at halftime, the Rollerhawks lead by 1, 50 points to 49 at halftime in this National Wheelchair Basketball League at the Bendet Basketball Centre in Floreat, Western Australia. Welcome back to the Bendat Basketball Centre for the final game in the home and away season for the Belt-Up Perth Wheelcats. Over the weekend, it's been a one-point story. 1 point win to the Perth Wheelcats on Saturday morning, a 1 point win to the Wollongong Hawks Saturday night, and at half-time, it's a 1 point lead to the Wollongong Roller Hawks. Leading the scorers for the Roller Hawks at half-time, Tristan Knowles has 18, Geordie Ruiz has 16. Of the 50 points, there's 34 between the two players. Helping out, Jonty Brown has 9, and a couple of points to Jared Emeny. For the Wheelcats, they're being led by their captain, Tom McHugh. He has 21 of the 49. 13 points have come from Phil Evans, so there's 34 of the points. 9 from Benny Moncrief, 4 to Frank Pinter, 2 to Geordie Moritz. No points off the bench yet for Perth. So, 1 point it is at half-time. There's just 20 minutes left in the season for the Perth Wheelcats before the finals. They should make the finals, but whereabouts will they be playing? Will they be playing in second spot, third spot, or fourth spot? It all comes down to this last 20 minutes. And then Wollongong's final home and away series next week against the Red Dust Healers. The Australian Rollers coach is in the building, Brad Ness. He's walking courtside down below us. So we're 60 seconds away from getting the second half underway. Nobody seems to be in foul trouble from either side. There's Geordie Moritz is on 2, Tom McHugh on 2, and Frankie Pinder has 2, so it's not really in foul trouble. And for the Roller Hawks, only players on 1 foul. Nick Scott has 1, Big Sean Russell has 1, Knowles has 1, and Jared Emeny has 1. So not a lot of fouls being called in this game. Good, clean sport, wheelchair basketball is. Don't forget you can find all the information about the finals coming up in the Wheelchair Basketball Australia competitions of men's and women's, and the 3-on-3s as well. You can find all the information on the net at wba.net.au, and you can follow us along on the socials, Facebook and Instagram. So, Benny Moncrief to get the second half underway. The inbound pass finds Phil Evans. Back to Moncrief. Moncrief, inbound pass to Evans. And a 1 point lead now to Perth. Knowles going right side. Has Ruiz on his left. Uses him now, top of the key. Wheels away. Back to Knowles out on the right-hand side, confronted by Moncrief, and he gets the shot away for 2. If this keeps up, it's going to go backwards and forwards, seesawing lead changes. 1 point lead to the Roller Hawks, restored by that shot from Knowles. Geordie Moritz now, right-hand side, waiting for options. Here comes Phil Evans to help out. Moritz uses Evans. No, he doesn't. Wheels away. McHugh from the elbow. Left-hand shot, drops it in for 2. Geordie Ruiz now for the Roller Hawks. Pull-up jumper from long range. Makes the three-pointer. And that makes the lead 2 points. I'd hazard a guess that that's probably the biggest lead that Wollongong have had in this game 3. Moncrief can't get the corresponding three-pointer from the other end. His ball bounces away. Cleaned up combination of Brown and Ruiz. This is Knowles off the glass. The margin's out to 4 now. The Roller Hawks making a statement. Moncrief now working his way around the left side. Has McHugh sitting high in the chair, well above Jared Emeny, and gets the shot to drop. This is Ruiz now for the Wollongong. Margin is 2 points. Knowles back to Ruiz, looking to increase this lead. Perth needs to make the D. Ruiz winds the clock down inside 10 seconds and off the glass makes the 2. So a win today for the Roller Hawks will see them go to 12-3 on the season. The Darwin Salties are playing today as well, but they're 13-1 on the season. Got Jared Emeny now working his way back onto his wheels with a bit of help from Tristan Knowles. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. 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 We got him. 59-57. Emeny now strapped himself back in and will hold the game up until we're confident that he is strapped in and safe and ready to play. Well, the thumbs up comes, and Geordie Ruiz will have the inbound pass. So as I say, the Darwin Salties are 13-1 going into today's games. Wollongong Rollerhawks 11-3. The Wheelcats 9-8 with the Red Dust Healers just behind them at 8-6. And the Healers next weekend will take on the Rollerhawks. And that could determine second, third and fourth on the ladder. Wheelcats finish this weekend their home and away series. So they will need to finish either 9-9 if they go down today, or 10-8. They'd be hoping to make it 10-8, but they need to do a bit of work. They're down by 4 with 6.5 left in this third quarter. The Wollongong Rollerhawks, second place on the ladder. Ruiz, long range shot with a little bit of help, drops it in, and the margin's out to 7. No action yet from Coach Norris on the sideline. McHugh's a little bit off balance. Just does enough to put Moncrief's momentum under pressure from his own teammate. Phil Evans from the charity stripe drops it in from 10 feet. 64-59. Back to 5 points. Ruiz working his way into the front court. Gets Pinder out of his eye line and takes the shot from the low elbow. Drops it in for 2. Margins back out to 7. What can the Wheelcats do to salvage third spot or preserve third spot on the ladder? Just outside the 4, the Southern District Spartans are 5-9 coming into today. So back 3 games back in 5th place. And they've got the Southern District's Titans next weekend. They've got to finish off this weekend's series. They're playing the Manly Wheel Eagles at home. They've finished today with a win, 71-64. So they've improved their spot on the ladder. Red Dust Healers have gone down to the Darwin Salties, which makes the Darwin Salties looking very good at 14-1 from their 5 series so far. 1 series for them to go. So game 3's around the grounds. Final score in the Southern District Spartans home series against the Manly Wheel Eagles sees the Wheel Eagles win 67-62 today. The Darwin Salties are leading by 20. 4.5 to go in the third period at the Naranjari Stadium for the Red Dust Healers. So they look like they'll end their series with another win. And Southern District Spartans have got a bit of work to do to get back against the Wheel Eagles. The Wheel Eagles 6th, sitting behind the Southern District Spartans, who are they're both on 5-9 going into today. A win to the Wheel Eagles will see them leapfrog into 5th spot. And the Red Dust Healers will go out, well, if they don't get a hurry on against the Salties, they will finish this round 8-7. in 4th spot. Meanwhile, back here at the Bendat Basketball Centre, it's still a 7-point ball game. Make that a 9-point ball game now with 4:20 left in the third period. 70 points to 61 in favour of the Roller Hawks, with Tristan Knowles dropping in another 2-pointer. Answered at the other end, 70-63. Knowles now. He uses Brown as a screen. Has Nick Scott helping out as well. Confronted by both Frank Pinder and Ben Moncrief. Releases Ruiz. Emini under the basket. Can't make the basket. And Perth quickly into the front court. It's only taken them a couple of seconds to get there. Ben Moncrief with an assist from Tom McHugh gets the 2. Cooper Spillane and Sean Norris about to come back in. Moncrief and Moritz taking a break. Once again, Tristan Knowles having issues with the wheels on his chair. Spent a lot of time changing one or either or both. Not sure if he's the tyre pressures or he's getting punctures or there's a buckle in that wheel somewhere. Mechanics are working on the sideline on that, but Knowles is back out there and wheeling away. Lob pass, looking for Jonty Brown. Can't find him. Comes back to Knowles, to Brown, who's fouled in the act of shooting by Sean Norris. And he gets the 2. So Brown will go to the line for the bonus. Tristan Knowles has 24 points to this point. Geordie Ruiz 26. There's 50 of the 72 between the two players. They've been their team leading scorers over the weekend. Bit of help from Jonty Brown, who's at the line now. Can't get the and one. Brown has 15 points. Tom McHugh leading the way for the Perth Wheelcats has 27. Phil Evans 17 and Ben Moncrief 11 to this point. Meanwhile, whatever was wrong with the previous wheel on Knowles' chair has been somewhat rectified, and he's back out there with yet another wheel change. Knowles to Brown to Ruiz. Ruiz right side. Takes the long-range shot from just inside the arc. Gets 2. Margins out to 9. 3 minutes left in the third period. This is Sean Norris. Multi-Paralympic player. Multi-Paralympic medalist with the Australian Boomers. Australian Rollers, beg your pardon. The Paralympic Games. The men's team of the Rollers. Perth get the answering score. Gets the margin back to 7. As I said, the Rollers head coach in Brad Boomer Ness is in the building watching the game. Norris to McHugh. Try to get the look away pass to Pinder, who did enough to keep that in court. Right hand side, this is Norris across the keyway to Spillane. Spillane back out to Norris. Has a look and has a shot. Doesn't fall for him. Cleaned up by Geordie Ruiz. Ruiz gets a trail from Tristan Knowles. Uses Knowles now on the right-hand side. Pull-up jumper for 3. Hits the front of the ring and bounces away. Cleaned up by Evans of the belt-up Perth Wheelcats. Into the front court now. Has McHugh going right side. He uses Norris down at the low post. Off the glass for 2. Margin back to 7 points. 76-69. Favour of the Roller Hawks. Closing in. 90 seconds left to three-quarter time. Long-range pass finds Brown off the glass for 2. Nothing Spillane could do there to stop that shot. He gets the ball off to Evans now, who gets a bit of help from a screen from McHugh to get into the front court. The pass to Norris, a bit hot to handle. Cleaned up by Spillane. Shot from Evans, bounces away. Now the Rollerhawks bring the ball into the front court from Knowles into Brown. Brown to Ruiz. Ruiz right-hand side has Knowles open. He uses Brown to get around Norris. Now it's with Ruiz with 5 seconds left on the shot. Basket's going to count to Ruiz. Back out to 9 points. Evans and Spillane coming out. And Simon Corrick with his first minutes coming on. Ben Moncrief is back as well. Ruiz for the and one. Nothing but net. And we're back out to a 9-point lead, which is their biggest lead that the Rollerhawks have had in this particular game. Oh, it's a clash of wheelchairs under the basket. Is that going to be Knowles or Pinder? How are they going to call this? Hislop and Hay, the two referees on the far side of the court, working out who was at fault here. And both Pinder and Knowles had a clash of wheels under the basket. Foul's going against Tristan Knowles, and the basket will count. Okay, so if the basket was counting there, it should have been a Rollerhawks ball. So no basket. 81-71 according to the scoreboard. 40 seconds left on the shot. And there's a charge called by referee Stanker. Called on Ben Moncrief. Knowles now with the sideline ball. As Jonty Brown. Back to Knowles, running this game from the right-hand side for the Rollerhawks. Has Ruiz. Ruiz confronted by Pinder. Gets the pass into Knowles. That pass chopped off by Sean Norris. And coming over the back, Jonty Brown commits a foul. Ben Moncrief, meanwhile, has to get back into the chair and strap back in. We'll wait till he gets the straps done up and his feet planted on the footplate and everything is safe to go again. 23 seconds left in this third period. Wheelcats trailing by 10, 71-81 in game 3 of 3 at the Bendat Basketball Centre in a rainy Floreat, Western Australia. Moncrief now short on the shot. The defensive rebound taken by Tristan Knowles. Wheels into the front court. Open Keyway takes the shot and bounces away. So that is it for three-quarter time. A 10-point lead to the Wollongong Rollerhawks, looking to sew up second spot on the men's ladder with 1 weekend of home and away to go next weekend. This is the final weekend for Perth, and they are sitting at 9-8 coming into today's game. A win today would be nice. It would secure third spot ahead of what is essentially a bye weekend for them next weekend, but they've got a bit of work to do in the fourth quarter. Trailing by 10 going into the last 10 minutes of NWBL home and away for the Belt Up Perth Wheelcats, brought to you by the Beluga Foundation. Looking at the statistics to three-quarter time, Jordan Moritz has 4 points, Frankie Pinder has 6, 27 to Tom McHugh, alongside quite a few rebounds in there. 6 rebounds to the big man for the Perth Wheelcats in there and 4 assists. Phil Evans has 17 and 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Ben Moncrief has 13 points and 13 assists. So he's already got a double-double, and an unusual double-double in that. Usually you're looking at the points and the rebounds, but Moncrief, 13 and 13 assists, has a double-double at three-quarter time. For the Wollongong Rollerhawks, the visitors, Tristan Knowles has 24 points and 10 assists, so there's a double-double for the the superstar of the Roller Hawks. We've got Jonty Brown with 19 points as well, and Geordie Ruiz leading the scorers with 31 points, 7 assists and 5 rebounds for Geordie Ruiz, 2.5 point player, playing essentially on the right-hand side. Reece Brown's given his last message prior to any timeouts to his team, leading by 10. Meanwhile, we'll just have Jared Emeny back onto his wheels. We haven't had any play. And somehow Emeny's come out of the chair. Sean Norris helps him back in. As the clock winds down to start this final 10 minutes of play here at the Bendat Basketball Centre for the Beluga Foundation's Wheelchair Basketball Australia National Wheelchair Basketball League. 24 points to Knowles as he wheels in for the shot and is fouled. He's back on his wheels. We just need to get the Wheelcats' Tom McHugh back on his wheels. Knowles will go to the line. And McHugh will wheel himself back out to the keyway and set himself. Knowles gets the first, 82-71. Moncrief in early, so Knowles will get another chance at this. He's through from 3 from the charity stripe in this game. And that one bounces away, 3 from 4. So 1 point in the first 10 seconds coming from Tristan Knowles from the charity stripe. Wheelcats with a bit of work to do, trailing by 11. Norris through the keyway, gets the pass away to Moncrief off the glass for 2. That's the answer they needed. Margins inside 10 points now. Ruiz, game high scorer with 31 points. Uses Norris. Norris off to Brown. Brown for 2. Chalk up another assist to Tristan Knowles. Already with a double-double, points and assists. McHugh. McHugh off to Norris. Norris to a rather unguarded keyway until Knowles comes across to block his progress. Norris wheels casually around to the left and banks it in off the glass for 2. Norris and Ruiz, a partnership in the backcourt, as they have been all weekend. The keys for this Roller Hawks. Knowles rolls forward to the three-point arc, lets it fly, hits the front of the ring and bounces away to Norris. Norris to Moncrief, who's got no help. Now he does from McHugh. McHugh on the right-hand side, confronted by Brown. Gets some help from Corrick. And a long-range shot from McHugh bounces away off the front of the ring. No good there. Ruiz and Knowles again in the backcourt. Almost losing control there, Ruiz, but Matt does enough to get the ball into Jonty Brown off the glass. Doesn't get a friendly roll, and Moncrief cleans up for the Perth Wheelcats in defence. Rolls himself into the front court and has black shirts coming everywhere for him. Norris under the basket, off the glass for 2. And the charge is coming. It's back to 7 points, 84-77. Once again, Knowles and Ruiz, the backcourt combination for the Roller Hawks. Knowles rolls to three-point land and drops it in. And the margin's back out to 10 as it was at three-quarter time. 6 points apiece in this last period. McHugh now. Pinder rolling past on his right, doesn't use him. Now has Moncrief out on the left, who rolls down to the baseline. Inbound pass intended for Norris is picked off by the Roller Hawks. And Ruiz is 1 on none here And the offensive basket is off the glass for 2. Evans and Moritz looking to check back in for the Wheelcats. Norris off the glass for 2 more. Brings the margin back to 10. Rollerhawks look comfortable with 6.5 to go in the game. Norris easily around Pinder. Has Ruiz wide. Takes the long-range shot off the front of the ring. Moncrief cleans up in defence. Releases Norris. Norris going left side. Looking to get around Scott. With the help of McHugh, he does. Finds a lane. Gets 2. Fouled or blocked on the way through. It's on Tristan Knowles. So we've got Sean Norris at the line for 1. The margin is back to 8 now. 89-81. 6.5. Once again, Tristan Knowles with wheel action. If he's not scoring baskets, he's changing tyres. Norris gets the and 1. Once again, it's Knowles and Ruiz in the backcourt. Emeny going right side for Ruiz. Brown on the left. Scott in the middle, surrounded. Long range pass from Ruiz finds Knowles to Brown. High off the glass and bounces away. Cleaned up by Moncrief to Pinder. Pinder to McHugh. And a clash of wheels in the mid-court. It's going to be called on Nick Scott. Timeout called by Perth, which will allow Tristan Knowles yet again to work something out with the wheels that he's using in this game 3. So a timeout called by Perth, which will allow Coach Norris, standing coach for Ben Ettridge, who's away with the Australian 3-on-3 team. Still haven't seen Joel Swaddling this afternoon, or Nata Hongsree, or Michael McDonald. All 3 still in their warm-up tops, waiting to come on. Meanwhile, for the Rollerhawks, we've seen pretty much everyone in this game. Prepared to be wrong, but pretty sure we've seen everyone from Coach Brown. Yep, Sean Russell's been on. Tim Rushby-Smith's been on. Stephen Elliott, probably the only one that we haven't seen. Although I reckon if I have a close look at the stat sheet, we might see some time against his name. Big weekend for Tristan Knowles. He played every minute of the first 2 games. Did get a break early in this game. But he's been plagued by wheel issues today. Multiple changes of wheels, both left and right. Perth now trailing by 7. So Sean Norris. Norris wheels in, gives it to Tom McHugh. His shot is short. Nick Scott looking to do the rebound. And that ball is off the frame of Simon Corrick and rolls out of bounds. So the Rollerhawks in possession of the ball through Ruiz in the backcourt. Has Knowles out on the left. Open Tristan Knowles. Over the top of Jonty Brown for 3. Gets the margin back out to double figures. 92-82. Pinder across to Moncrief. Moncrief has no help in front of him. All his players coming now. Ruiz puts a block in front of him. It does enough to put him off the shot. There's whistles out there. No basket. That's going to be on Ben Moncrief. His second foul. I beg your pardon. Moncrief has the ball. So Perth with the ball now. Norris finds McHugh. Gets the pass into Moncrief. Doesn't use the glass, gets straight in the hole, 92-84. Geordie Ruiz and Rod Hislop having a check of what's going on. Tristan Knowles clarifying things as well. Jonty Brown gets the ball into play. And the clock will start with the ball in Tristan Knowles' hand. Knowles comes right-hand side. Sets up for a three. Confronted by two Wheelcats. Flicks the ball out to the left to Ruiz, who gets the basket for two. 10-point ball game. 5 minutes left in game 3 of 3 here in Perth for the Belt-Up Perth Wheelcats. Looking to shore up a top 4 spot as they play their last home and away game for the season. An out-of-control Sean Norris puts a ball to the glass. Looks like he'll go to the line for 2. Was he in the act of shooting or was he out of control? What are the referees going to say? It's unsportsmanlike. Ruiz called for an unsportsmanlike. 2 points and possession. First one gets a bit of help off the backboard for Norris. Second one again, this time doesn't fall. So Perth ball from the sideline, but some substitutions coming. Geordie Moritz and Phil Evans coming in. Norris and Corrick going off. No change on the bench for Reece Brown and the Roller Hawks, leaving the 5 out there to do the work that they've done so well. 94-85, 4.5 to go. A 9-point ball game at the moment. McHugh, what can he do to limit the damage? Puts it in for 2. It's back to 7 points. Norris to Ruiz. If it's not that way around, it's the other. It's Ruiz to Knowles. Knowles now confronted by Evans on the right. Wheels his way into the keyway. Flicks it out to Ruiz from the left-hand side, just short of the elbow. Bounces away, cleaned up by Moncrief. Moncrief to Moritz, to Evans. Into the front court now for the Wheelcats. Long-range pass finds McHugh under the basket for 2. And Reece Brown says, that's enough. I want to have a chat. It's a 5-point margin at this time out from Reece Brown. 94-89, 4 minutes left in the game. Let's have a look at what's happening in the other games in this last day. Day 2 of the was the weekend of August 2-3, and let's have a quick look and see what's happening in the other games while we take this time out. We've got games underway. One game has been completed, and it was the Manly Wheel Eagles by 5 points, 67-62 over the Southern District Spartans. A minute and a half left in the Red Dust Healers game at Orangery against the Darwin Salties, and the Salties lead, a big lead at the moment. It's 25 points, 84-59 with 90 seconds left in that game. And here in Perth, a 5-point lead to the Roller Hawks over the Perth Wheelcats, 94-89. Next weekend is the final weekend of home and away, and it looks like a weekend that could define the top 4. So we've got the Roller Hawks at home. They take on the Red Dust Healers. Southern District Titans and Southern District Spartans will finish at the foot of the table, and the Darwin Salties will finish as minor premiers. They take on the Manly Wheel Eagles, who would do well to split that series or even win it in Darwin and make a push for that 4th spot. But the focus will be on the Roller Hawks and the Red Dust Healers as to the shape of the final 4 going into the finals of the NWBL for the Beluga Foundation and Wheelchair Basketball Australia. Play back underway here at the Bendat Basketball Centre, and the margin back out to 7 points now, 96-89, 3.5 left on the weekend's action, with the series split at 1-1 coming into today's game. And Ben Moncrief, it's a friendly bank shot off the glass and makes 2. The margin back to 5. 96-91. Knowles now wheeling to the right. Goes baseline and McHugh gets a hand in there. And not a favourable hand. Wheelcats in foul trouble. No, they're not. Not according to the scoreboard. So it must have been in the act of shooting, according to the referees. As Tristan Knowles is going to go to the line. So Tristan Knowles, who was 1 from 2 last time, he's 3 from 4 on the day. He has 31 points in today's game. Make that 32. 14 assists in there and 7 rebounds. So he's doing well. If he gets another 3 rebounds in the last 3 minutes, a triple-double for the Australian roller, Paralympian. 2 from 2 for this time at the charity stripe. 33 points. Jordi Ruiz has 37. He has 7 assists as well. Ben Moncrief now, right-hand side. Looking for some help, has Tom McHugh sitting tall in the chair. Just a nice little pass. Good arc on that. And 2 points dropped for McHugh. He goes to 33 points. He also has 8 boards and 7 assists alongside his stat sheet today. Ruiz, game high scorer with 37. Has Brown. Brown, with 7 seconds on the shot clock, drops that in. And the ton comes up for the first time this weekend for either team. 100 points to the Roller Hawks. 93 to the Wheelcats. Frank Pender off the glass for 2 with an assist to Tom McHugh. Back to 5 points inside the last 2 minutes of this game. Knowles to Ruiz. Ruiz back to Knowles. Ball's in the front court. Moncrief comes across. Put a block on. Knowles gets around that. Uses Ruiz. Back to Knowles for 3. Bounces away. Moncrief cleans up under the basket. McHugh releases Pinder into the front court. Waiting for some help. Gets it from McHugh going left side. McHugh now working his way to the elbow. Does he go the shot? No, he uses Evans. Evans to Moncrief off the glass. Bounces away. Cleaned up by Ruiz under the glass for the Roller Hawks. Ruiz to Knowles. Back to Ruiz now into the front court. Waits for the cavalry to arrive. It does in the shape of Tristan Knowles. Back to Ruiz. Misses the target. Jonty Brown cleans up. Good vision from the Roller Hawk. Across the court. Shot clock running down. Brown gets it away with 1 second on the clock and slots it in for 2. We have 61 seconds left in this game. The margin is 7 points. The Wheelcats have got a lot of work to do. They need some big scores. Can McHugh shoot from outside? He's got Moncrief who pulls up for 3. Drops it in. 102-98. It's only a 4-point ball game now. Tristan Knowles to Brown. Brown stuck in the backcourt. Has Ruiz to help him out. Gets it into the front now. Knowles is on the right. Ruiz goes by himself. Now he uses Knowles. Knowles on the right-hand side. Slows things down. Uses the shot clock. Inside single digits on the shot clock. Pass out to Ruiz. Can he get the shot away? Does on 1 and misses. The first shot clock violation of the day. Timeout has been called by Perth. There's 24.7 seconds left in the game. It's a 4-point game. What can Perth do? They have the option of taking the ball into the front court for the restart with 24.7 in the game, meaning the shot clock is live by 0.7 of a second. Can they set up a play? Potentially a 3-point play, drawing the foul and to the line to make it a 4-point play and tie this up to send it into the extra time. At this stage, this is the biggest margin between these two teams this close to the final whistle. Both games have gone very close. It was a 3-point shot yesterday from Geordie Ruiz that put the Rollerhawks in the lead with 4 seconds on the clock. And Perth couldn't peg that back, a 1-point win. And in game 1 yesterday, Perth hit the lead by 1 and kept that lead with a scoreless last 60-odd seconds. So we're at 24.7, front court. Moritz has Moncrief. Moncrief pulls up for 3 and misses. And that might be enough. The shot clock's out of it now. There's 19.9 seconds. Hold the ball is the call from the sideline. Brown to Knowles. Knowles is not in any hurry. Has Nick Scott. Nick Scott is fouled by Geordie Moritz. We're going sideline. No foul trouble. Certainly not in the act of shooting. Nick Scott, all he wanted to do was tap that over to a loose player on the sideline. Just need to get Geordie Moritz back on his wheels. Phil Evans and Tommy McHugh helping out. And we have 14 seconds left in the game. The ball with the Hawks. Knowles surrounded by 3 Wheelcats. Ruiz open. Brown is fouled hard by Tom McHugh. And that's McHugh's 5th. He's out of the game. Cooper Spillane will go in. Not. It is his 5th foul. So that's it for the Perth captain. 11 seconds left in the weekend. His job is done. Wollongong with the ball. Ruiz just has to hold it. Doesn't have to do anything. Jonty Brown just passing the ball around. Nobody's going to make a shot here. And Geordie Moritz puts a hand in there for the foul. It's going to be a sideline ball. No, it's going to be 2. We're in foul trouble. And Frankie Pinder needs help to get back on these wheels. Thank you very much, Cooper Spillane. Knowles will go to the line. Shoot for 2. His team leading by 4 points. For the icing on the cake. 102.98. Make it 103. And 103, Wollongong got the ball. Just hold the ball, and that'll do. Game over. A 5-point win to the Wollongong Rollerhawks. Gives them the weekend 2 games to 1. They will finish this weekend with a nice little look on the ladder. They have sewn up 2nd spot at this stage. The Wollongong Rollerhawks finish the weekend 12-3. The Wheelcats 9-9. And their season is over. So they cannot catch the Rollerhawks with 1 round to go. The Rollerhawks take on the Red Dust Healers next weekend. The Healers, if they can win the series 2 games to 1 or even 3-0, will leapfrog the Perth Wheelcats into 3rd spot. Southern District Spartans, Manly Wheel Eagles and Southern Districts Titans are out of the finals race. It's just a matter of what happens in the series between the Rollerhawks and the Healers next weekend in Wollongong. That's it from the Bendat Basketball Centre for this NWBL fixture between the home side, the built-up Perth Wheelcats and the Wollongong Rollerhawks. A win to the Hawks, a 2-1 series over the weekend. 1-point win last night. 5-point win here today after the Wheelcats won the first game of the series by 1. Have a good weekend, everyone. Wheelchair basketball is back next weekend.